welcome back to Mugworts. I have another kiln opening this week. I skipped last week because I needed to grind my kiln shelves and it took a while for me to actually get out and do that. So I had some stuff building up that I needed to get fired. So here it is. The top rack is just some test tiles that I made essentially to try out this new clay that I got called Dragon Fruit. And I got a variety pack, which I think they called Fruit Salad. So there's a couple different colors of dragon fruit clay in here with some different glazes that I'll show you. So this clay is called Gray Stuff, I believe. And then I just put pearl white on the inside. That one turned out really nice. And I did a couple of those. Oh, this one is, it's a lavender. I think it's called Captain Lavender. So compared, you can kind of tell one's a little bit more purple than the other. And this one, they both have pearl white. I like the way those turned out. And then let's see, this one's a gray again. I believe that one was Stroke and Coat with some pearl white on top. That turned out really cool. That one's the same but a different Stroke and Coat. Let's see. So I think this one was Teal Next Time and this one was my Blue Heaven. And then with pearl white on top, both on the gray. I believe the clay's from somewhere called IMCO, I-M-C-O. Here's another of the lavender, and then it's got some purple Stroke and Coat with the pearl white. I believe that's the same. This one warped a little bit, but this one's really cool because it's blue. It says EB. I can't remember exactly what the clay was, but I can look it up. That one turned out cool. This one is just Stroke and Coat. It's probably Grapple. It's my favorite one on their lavender. This one I believe is Raspberry Mist on the gray. I like that one looks like a real flower. I did a few of those, I believe. Oh, this one's the lavender. So the lavender and the gray, I mean, they're both kind of like muted, but turned out really pretty. Let's see, and this is the Raspberry Mist on the blue. I like how blue that one turned out. Looks like stone. I don't know if I can get it. Good. You can see the speckles in it, make it look kind of like granite or something. And then these are Stroke and Coat, Moody Blue with pearl white on the different types of clay. And then these two are Lavender Mist again on the different clay. This one's gray. This one's a strawberry, I believe. Yep. I like that one too. This one, I believe, was alabaster, kind of bubbled up, so I wouldn't use alabaster with dragon fruit again. That blue is really pretty. I think that was probably like Arctic blue or Norse blue even. I think it was Arctic blue actually. That one turned out really cool. It's kind of the same color. That one, I think, was Abalone by Mako. And it kind of took on a blue tint, but you can see it's got some of the pink spots where it faded a little bit. Almost got little like micro crystals in there too. This one was Ice Celadon. That just kind of matched the color. Took a little bit of blue on the heavier parts. And then this one is really cool. This was frosted lemon and a little bit of the coral sands, I believe. I like the way that one turned out. This on the lavender. It's a good contrast. Kind of like flamey orangey yellow. And then the last two were those. So blue again, and then these were that fun glaze. So these can't be used for food, but they could just be used for trinkets, but those turned out really cool. I did it thicker and went to cone 6 for these. This is the bead glaze from, what is it called? Bead glaze from, why can't I think of it? I'll think of it. But those ones turned out really cool. I think the ones I did the other week, I didn't put enough, and I only went to a cone 5. So these ones really got a good amount of texture on them. This one really beaded well. All right, that's all for that shelf, and I will go to the next shelf. This next shelf, I have some cute new ideas for mommy pots. I was doing the tiny little pots for little kids to bring their mom's flowers, and I ended up applying to a Mother's Day show, so I'm gonna make a whole bunch more of those. But I also have a slip casting mold of a Care Bear. So I covered the bottom, I closed the bottom in so that I can make it into a vase by cutting the back of their head open. And they turned out so cute. Yeah. So this is slip cast. And then this one I just put a little bit of Mako's, it's like an iridescent white kind of. I'll add this on the screen too, so you can see what it is, because I can't remember what the name of it is. But it just kind of pools, and the rest of it is a little bit clear, so it gives it a little bit of fun variety. But he's cute. And then this one I did ice. It's just a celadon, but this gives him a little bit of color. I don't know if you can see the blue. So white versus blue. Just a touch, a little touch. So cute. So just fill them up with water and put some flowers in there. I have a couple more of those bowls down here. Here's another one of that alabaster that I just really don't like it that much. I usually love like a satin matte glaze, but not my favorite. And that one turned out pretty cool. That's just purple stroke and coat with a little bit of pearl white from Spectrum. Give it that runniness. And then, ooh, this one turned out better than expected. So I was trying to get these really nice drips. Sorry, the sun is coming in. I'll find a good spot. With this stable glaze. So I used celadon, cherry blossom from Amico. And then I put a little bit of coral gloss on there to give it a little more color, because I knew it would burn off. That cherry color kind of goes away out of cone 6. So I got these like clear drips, but they also have some pretty, like, I don't know if you can see that. Is the sun right? If I go this way. I don't know. What's the best way to catch it? Turned out really cool. And then I just did some cats from my homemade stencils. But that kind of matches perfectly, actually. Love that. That was an experiment that went according to plan. This next one looks like it did not. It's not too bad. I tried to put a stable glaze underneath. So that's where that white came in, to try to catch some drips. I believe this was lavender mist, and probably Spectrum Pearl White or something to make it drip, or even Honey Flex, I can't remember, but the colors match great. I did another one of, oops, sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. I did another of my stencils on here. So those turned out really cute. And then I was trying to get these nice big gloopy drips. Which looks alright, it's just like this. It's just kind of weird. But inside's cool. Yeah, I mean, not a total failure, but it's alright. And then these next ones are just iron luster and oatmeal. My cousin made these bowls when she was here with me, so I just glazed them for her and I'll ship them out to California. Turned out really cute. Do fun glaze combination that most people don't know about. I use it all the time. Always turns out nice. And then the last thing in here is a tray that I made with my what do you call it? I made like a silk screen and then kind of painted around. So just underglaze silk screen with some more underglaze for detail. The back's just purple. But I really like this color combination. Yeah. Super nice. I know the sun's being kind of tricky, but cool. Fun stencil. All right, one more shelf to go. Okay, this last shelf is what I've been the most excited for in this kiln load. I did a lot of underglaze on some mugs that I'm excited to see how they turned out, and I was hoping for some drippy glazes and bright colors, so we'll see. They all look good from here, but it's hard to tell until you get them out. All right, first of all, I did a whole bunch of rainbow mommy pots. They all look great. These are just stroke and coat with honey flecks over top, and I only did a light layer of honey flecks so that the colors kind of popped more and were not so pastel for those of you who like the more bright colors. But lots of rainbows. Oh, that one dripped a little bit, so that one probably had just a touch too much honey flecks stuck to the shelf, just the tiniest bit. But nice and bright, small, cute. All right, next up we have the other little Care Bears that I had two shapes for my molds. You guys probably know what these guys' names are, but I do not. The other guy has like a rainbow on his belly. These don't have anything, but maybe they're just like standard. So this one's kind of blue. This one's just the white. Again, you can turn them into vases. Okay, and then, so in the last kiln load, I put these back in because I wanted to see what happens compared from a 5 to a 6. This is that cherry blossom, and I'm surprised it really, I like it better at a 6, I think. I really slapped it on there thick, but it didn't craze like the other ones, and you can see more of the clay through it. And it's not quite so like matte. I think the last ones are a little bit more matte. These ones are a little shinier. So I'm gonna change my thermocouple today as well. So my firings are a little bit more accurate. And then I threw this one into cone 6 as well. This is the same one as last time. It didn't change much, but these are not as like spiky and sharp as they were at a 5. So not much change, but I like it more, I think. Yeah, it's not as sharp, so I won't have to do any sanding or anything. But that's that fun bead glaze. Technically, I think this one was a crawl glaze, so it won't bead up as much as their bead glaze. But I don't know why I still can't remember what they're called. Okay, here comes the fun mugs. So this was a Texas two-step. I think it's clementine and they're marshmallow. So that turned out really cool. It's pretty busy. I mean, the clay is already speckled and then the glaze looks a little speckled and you can hardly see, but there are some flower designs in there, but I just like how bright and shiny the colors turned out. Yeah, pretty happy with that. And then there's that same lemon. It's like lemon meringue or frosted lemon, I think. And then a coral gloss. I have two different corals. I think one's coral sands and one's coral gloss. I think this one was a coral sands because it's a little bit more light. It's not as bright. But I like all of those colors together. Really poppy. I actually put it on pretty thick and I thought it would get more of a drip, but it didn't. So next time I'm gonna put it on even thicker. And I even really like layered it up around the edge. But yeah, you can see the cats on this one at least. So that's good that I can tell the contrast on this one works a little bit better than the last one. And this one is that same glaze combination. Maybe I did it a little thicker on this one because it seems a little bit more thick. And I got kind of that like toasty edge along there, which is cool. Some orange cats at the bottom. Oh, that's kind of interesting what it did here. Weird, but cool. It definitely was frosted lemon, I believe it's called. It's almost like a lemon meringue. And it has this like white on it. It did this weird cool thing on the inside. Cool. All right, that was an airplane that just went by, so I was just waiting till that was done. Oh, that's interesting. So I got the Texas two-step, and it had this color on it that was like mulberry and clementine, I believe. And it didn't, I mean, it's kind of cool. I like the contrast between the dark and the light, but I think I'm gonna put some more orange on there and see if I can get that to pop a little bit more because it's still kind of like muddy and dark. But I love the stripes on this one. Oh, that was the coral gloss. Look what it did. It created kind of like a pitting texture. I bet you that's from the speckle in the clay. I think the speckles are made from manganese, so it doesn't always react right with certain glazes. I wonder, so maybe I'm gonna put some like honey flecks over top and see if I can get this to like fill in and get drippy, because that's not cool. I mean, I think some people like that effect, but I feel like drinking, like putting your mouth on that wouldn't be the best. It didn't do it as much on the inside. That's surprising. But that one will probably get refired. All right, last one of those mugs. Oh, that's that same, like, I think that was the coral gloss with, I want to say I did alabaster or something super stable that I was going to try to make it build up a drip. Might add something to this one too. I'm trying to get the effect where you get that really heavy drip on the edge, like that first one I did, like this, where you can get, a nice raised drip. So I'm gonna keep working on that. I think this one turned out great. These ones still need some more glaze, I think. And the last thing I have in here are just some white spoons to go with my other colorful ones. Oh, a couple of them ended up touching. Oh man. Oh well. So I lost a couple there because they must have moved after I got them all in the right position. But yeah, super sweet little white spoons. But that's all for this week. Sorry I didn't get a video out last week. Like I said, I got a little sidetracked with having to grind my shelves and all the things. But maybe I will be able to get a second video out this week. Probably not, but maybe. I am planning on doing a glaze tutorial video on a chips and salsa or chips and dip bowl that I made. So hopefully I'll be able to get that up and fired and ready for you really soon. So I appreciate you watching this far. If you're new here, like and subscribe really helps. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's the same thing, Mugworts Art Craft. And I post on there almost every single day. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you next week.